Hey everyone, it's Leah with Eradicate Anxiety in the Anxiety Lab, the Anti-Anxiety Lab. That's my new name. I'm really working hard. I'd love your input on the greatest name for the work that I do. So I am a practitioner of rapid transformational therapy, and you may have heard of it. Marissa Peer was the one who created this amazing therapy several years ago. And Marissa Peer is a renowned hypnotherapist who spends her time both in London and in LA. And she had this amazing career as a hypnotherapist. And then she decided that she would start a school and start to train people to use her method so she could basically heal people around the world. So that's what those of us who go through the training want to help people, because we ourselves have gone through some difficult stuff and we want to share what it is that we've learned. So my focus right now is helping women to overcome anxiety and self-doubt so that you can really take off those shackles that hold us back and live your best life. But again, Marissa Peer has written a bunch of books. You can check them out. One of the books is I Am Enough, because so often we go through life thinking that we aren't enough, that we're not beautiful enough, that we're not skinny enough, that we're not fast enough or tall enough, whatever it might be, not intelligent enough. And those are that's called a limiting belief. It's called a negative belief, and it holds us back, just like anxiety holds us back. So anyway, she's written a bunch of books and she's an amazing speaker. She speaks around the world on some pretty amazing, impressive stages. And you can find Marissa Peer everywhere on social media, and she provides lots of free content, which is really, really useful. Anyway, so I'm a practitioner of rapid transformational therapy, and it's called rapid because it's really a fast way to get results. The reason that it's a fast way to get results is because we don't just work with the conscious mind. We drop, so there are three basic levels to the mind. There's the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious. And we work right there in that middle place, which is the subconscious. So I think of the subconscious as a well. I think of it as a reservoir where we keep, that's my term for it, but we keep events there and experiences there from our whole life. And they're there in our subconscious, but we may not necessarily be aware of them. We may not know what's there in our subconscious. And when you go into a hypnotic state, and let me just explain that a hypnotic state is just really a change, a shift in your brain waves. So as you're about to fall asleep, your brain waves shift into an alpha state, which is that state right before you fall asleep. And it's that same state that you're in when you're in hypnosis. You are always, always in control, and you never, ever have to worry about not being in control. So anyway, you're in this state, and you're able to access your subconscious, and you're able to access the experiences that are there. You're able to access things that happened to you a long time ago. And oftentimes what happens is that you form a belief a long time ago about something that happened that was traumatic or difficult or painful. And you shut yourself off from feeling that again. And you say, life is scary, so I'm going to go over here and I'm not going to do that. That was difficult. That was painful. Life is scary. So I'm going to go over here because life is scary, or because that person's dangerous. I'm going to act in this kind of a way to protect myself from people like that in the future, to protect myself from the dangerous world. There are lots of different limiting beliefs that we form when we're really, really young. So I just want to ask, are you feeling anxious when you get in the car in the morning and go to work? Are you driving to work feeling sort of anxious about what you're going to say to your boss, what you're going to say to your supervisor, what you're going to say to your colleagues, how you're going to perform at work, how you're going to get through the day? Are you concerned and anxious about your performance? Are you concerned and anxious about doing a good job? Are you anxious when you're at work? Do you feel anxious when you're interacting with your colleagues? Do you feel nervous and anxious when you're having to have conversations? Obviously, standing in front of people causes a lot of us to feel anxious. Are you someone who gives presentations? Are you anxious when you stand in front of people and give presentations at work? And are you struggling to give really solid performances, really solid, excellent presentations at work? What about the writing that you do? Are you anxious about the writing that you do? Are you anxious about spelling and grammar? Are you anxious about the content that you're putting into the writing? Are you anxious about deadlines? So there's a whole host of things that we can be anxious about at work. And maybe just whether or not people like you at work. Do you feel anxious? Is there some anxiety around people liking you, thinking that you're a good person? What about with regard to your health? Does your anxiety impact your health? I mean, are you feeling a tightness in your solar plexus, which is that area below the rib cage and above the navel? Are you having digestive issues as a result of anxiety and stress? Are those digestive issues impacting your life? Are you able to eat a healthy diet? Or are you able to choose healthy foods? Do you bring healthy foods into your house? Do you choose healthy foods and create healthy food and nourish your body with healthy food? Or are you too anxious to really calm down enough to make food that's healthy and nourishing, nurturing for your body and mind? What about getting exercise? Are you anxious about getting exercise, or maybe so anxious that you over exercise? Are you someone who's sort of addicted to exercise? And when we're addicted to anything, I would venture to say that it's not healthy. Certainly, it's important to do things that are healthy for us, and to call them addictions might not be a healthy way to view them, if you know what I mean. It's great if you exercise a lot, but are you addicted to exercise? Do you have to go running every day, or else the world will fall in and your life will collapse? And what about being addicted to eating certain foods? Like, you're just addicted to eating carrots on water every day? Are you able to enjoy healthy foods? Are you able to enjoy your life? Does anxiety impact your ability to just enjoy the quality of your life? Could the quality of your life go up? So these are all symptoms of these deep-seated limiting beliefs that I can help you with when we go into hypnosis, when you go into this trance, and you're very safe in that trance. And I always work over Zoom, by the way. So you're in your own space. You can have your cup of tea, you can have a glass of water, you can sit in your favorite chair, you can sit in your recliner, you can sit up propped in bed, and we can have our session together that way. So what is it costing you? Take a look at what it's costing you. What is your anxiety costing you in terms of the exercise you could be getting to keep your body fit? And I don't mean like bodybuilding so that you're overly muscled. I just mean, are you able to get out, get some fresh air, and go for walks or go for runs? Do things that you enjoy doing. Do you go for hikes? Do you take walks? Do you walk your dog? Or do you feel like your anxiety is impacting you in such a way that you just have to have a glass of wine or a couple beers at home after work? What's it costing you in terms of your relationships? Not only with your relationships with your colleagues at work, but with your friends. Are you able to socialize, or is anxiety getting in the way? What about your children? What about your primary relationship? What about your parents? What about your siblings? What is your anxiety costing you? What if you took off your anxiety like I'm taking off this jacket? Take off your anxiety, shed your anxiety in 2022, just like this. And then, hold on, and then you would have this whole new life. You would have this whole new life without the anxiety, because we would work on it in the anti-anxiety lab. We work on it together, you and I. There's a symbiotic relationship. I support you in your journey, and it's a fantastic opportunity for you to really begin 2020 in a wonderful way. So get rid of your anxiety, shed your anxiety, eradicate your anxiety, eliminate your anxiety in the anti-anxiety lab, and come work with me. I invite you to come work with me, because what is this costing you? And the other question, let me just take my glasses off. The other question is, why wait? It's the beginning of the year. Why wait another second? Because no one's coming to help you. No one's coming to rescue you. We are all in charge of our own lives. We all have responsibility for our own lives. You can't blame anyone else. Don't go blaming other people. It's up to you to change your life. Maybe your dad tormented you. Maybe you were molested. Maybe you were sexually harmed. All of that is horrible and terrible. But now it's over. It's in the past. And let's get going. Let's make 2022 the best ever. I invite you to work with me. I'm so excited to have you come into the anti-anxiety lab and work with me. You will notice changes in as little as 3 weeks, but the program is 6 weeks. So I invite you to come and join me, because what's it costing you? It's your life, the rest of your life. Wouldn't it be amazing if you didn't have this anxiety, if you didn't carry this bag of boulders behind you, causing all this anxiety? So I want you to consider it and reach out to me. You can find me on my website, lydiahillhypnotherapy.directory. I'm on Facebook, and I also have a Facebook group called Eradicate Self-Doubt and Anxiety. Subscribe below. I'm getting better and better at YouTube. Please be patient with me. And all the best to you. I'm sending you many blessings for 2022.